The new RB20 has gone against what everyone was expecting prior to the launch of the new Red Bull Challenger for 2024. Multiple team members, including Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey, stated that Red Bull will not change much with their new car for the upcoming season. Instead, they said it would be an evolution of last year's RB19. But when the covers came off the new car in Milton Keynes, it felt like Red Bull was underselling the upgrades made to the car. Newey commented earlier that the 2024 car will be the third evolution of the car they used in 2022, which became the first season. The team started dominating the track since 2013. Our car will be very much a third evolution of the 22 car, he said. So last year's car was an evolution of the 22, in the main points being the normal winter development in terms of aerodynamics, some understanding of what we need to do with the suspension to try to improve the car as well, and getting weight out of it, because we never got down to the weight limits in 22. This year's car is the third evolution of that original RB18. Now, what we don't know, of course, is whether the third evolution is too conservative while others have done something different. You just don't know. At first glance, the differences do seem to be minor, especially on the renderings made available to the public. But taking a look at pictures of the actual car tells an entirely different story. Looking at either side of the car, the most striking difference is the new vertical side pod inlet, reminiscent of Mercedes's early W14 design. The inlets sit much tighter towards the body of the car and run towards the bottom of the chassis. Regular inlets are horizontal and primarily oval in shape, but Mercedes introduced vertical inlets as part of their zero-pod concept in 2022. The concept reduced the overall size of the side pods, and the team expected aerodynamics to improve vastly, yet instead they proved to be worse for the car's performance overall, and Mercedes ditched the design in the latter half of the 2023 season. Red Bull has taken direct inspiration from that concept, but has kept much more traditional-looking side pods. Instead of being used to eradicate the side pods, Red Bull aims to have a massive undercut towards the front, which should allow them to manage the air around the sides of the car more efficiently. Though their design looks similar to the Mercedes, the aerodynamic working of the two are entirely different, and the teams had other goals when introducing them as part of their cars. Furthermore, this new direction is also different from the Red Bull of the last 2 years and is a risky move, as such a design has not been seen in the past before. Concerns also arose about whether these inlets can provide ample cooling. But with newer radiator technologies and the way Red Bull is able to shape their radiators to maximize aerodynamics, as seen with the RB19, this should not be much of an issue at the high speeds these cars run at. Team principal Christian Horner commented on the team's innovation over the winter break and how the car is more than a simple evolution. We can see rival cars have been influenced by RB19, and we're expecting other teams to converge, team principal Christian Horner said. I think the team have done a wonderful job on RB20. They haven't sat on their laurels, and you can see that they've pushed the boundaries with the car. We'll only see when we get on track what the relative pecking order is for the start of the season. There's some great innovation on the car as well, which will no doubt get scrutinized over the coming weeks. Creativity has been strong in the team, and you can see that in some of the solutions that they've come up with. It's not a conservative evolution. There's some great innovation on this car, he added. It's not tactical, it's based on performance and what we're seeing through our simulation tools. And obviously, the car looks quite visibly different in certain areas to last year. Only the stopwatch will tell, but in the virtual world, we wouldn't have committed it to design if we didn't feel it was better. But the new side pod design is not the only innovation the team brought this year. Another distinctive feature of the RB20 is the two humps that run along the length of the engine cover, which directs the air through the radiators and helps cool them down. Again, this design is similar to the one used on the 2022-2023 Mercedes cars. While the silver arrows ditched the design this year, Red Bull has adopted it, suggesting that the team found better performance from the new design. The new RB20 has gone against what everyone was expecting prior to the launch of the new Red Bull Challenger for 2024. Multiple team members, including Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey, stated that Red Bull will not change much with their new car for the upcoming season. Instead, they said it would be an evolution of last year's RB19. But when the covers came off the new car in Milton Keynes, it felt like Red Bull was underselling the upgrades made to the car. The humps almost looked like shoulders, with a depression between them and the central air intake, and with the new, smaller packaging of the cooling system, the team was able to shorten the rear upper bodywork. The side pods themselves have also been reduced in volume owing to the vertical inlets. In fact, rumors state that the design the team is using may change in areas where lesser cooling is required, such as Japan, where the team will further reduce the size of the side pods. The end goal of the team with all of these changes is to maximize the efficiency of the underfloor. The team has been able to change the structure of the venturi tunnels that run underneath the car, which should help improve the grip around the track. Max Verstappen talked about the direction the team headed in for this season and how the team was not conservative with the changes they brought this year. "I'm quite happy with the direction that they chose," Verstappen said. "I saw the drawings, I think, in Abu Dhabi, the last race. I was like, wow, that's quite different in a way. And they've not been conservative, let's say, like that. I think what I like about the team is that we had a great package, but they took the chance to really go all out, I would say, and try to make it better. Of course, time will tell if it's really, really good. But from what I see within the team, everyone is just happy with what they have achieved in the winter. But then again, we don't know, we can't control what the other people did." Apart from these changes, the team has also made slight improvements to the front wing and suspension while maintaining the pull rod design for the suspension. The rear also retains the same setup for suspension with only minor changes, but the team hopes that the small changes go hand in hand with the different cooling system and make the car as aerodynamic as possible. Adrian Newey talked about the results of the simulation and the shakedown held at Silverstone before the car launch and stated that the car performed on par with what the team expected. He still remained cautious about other teams though, and said that he does not know where the car would stand on the grid. Is that enough? Who knows? That's the thing about Formula One. We know roughly what we've done from the shakedown at Silverstone. It seems to have, from what we can tell, behaved as we expected it to. But that's no guarantee of anything. It could be that some other team have made a bigger jump than us. We shall have to see. In the end, only time will tell whether Red Bull is able to maintain its lead over the rest of the pack, as it has done for the last 2 years. Their changes are significant, but other teams like Mercedes have also made drastic changes to their cars, which might be a challenge Red Bull has to face. Mercedes decided to completely change their car's concept this year with a new gearbox and a new rear end, and supposedly the team thinks their efforts will allow them to climb back to the top. McLaren, Ferrari and Aston Martin also seem to be in good shape for this year, with each team further improving on their 2023 challenges. Christian Horner himself has stated that even if Red Bull is faster than everyone, a repeat of last year, where the team won 21 of the 22 races, will not be possible due to regulations bringing everyone closer in performance. I think to set a target of winning all the races would be very difficult. I mean, we achieved 21 out of 22 last year, and only Singapore got away from us, so technically we can improve, but logically there's going to be convergence with stable regulations. What do you think of the new RB20? Will the risk with the new changes that Mercedes tried and failed end up backfiring on them, or will they continue dominating the sport? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Formula One news.